Hello. For those of you who've been here before, welcome back. Never been here before, welcome. I like to start things off with a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm damn sure no legal or no financial anything. So if you're here for any kind of advice, shrug off. And honestly, why do I say this? Well, because I'm nobody to you. Well, with that, every time I sit down to one of these videos, I think I mentioned this prior, tough thing is, what's the subject matter? Well, it's mainly, of course, conversations I've had with different people, and hopefully more conversations I'll have with people. And generally speaking, there's just so much to talk about that I try and narrow it down. Well, for this one, I had two of them in mind. Generally speaking, I've got a gazillion questions. So, thought that would be a good idea. And then I started thinking about influencers. And I thought to myself, that's the ticket. That's what I'll talk about. So this is about influencers. Now, generally speaking, we're all influenced by many things. Our surroundings, and not just our surroundings as, the environment as whatever, but those who surround us. The foods we eat can influence our health. Making sure you stay hydrated, that can influence your health. Just influence. Generally speaking, there's a lot to it. But what influences people is usually something that impresses upon them. You know what I mean? It's saw a dude do this, or heard a story about a dude who did that. Just different things like that. And they can impress you, be impressive, and generally speaking, influence you. We all want to do well, and we all want to achieve success, and when we see success achieved, we're, basically wanting to repeat it, because we see the high of the achievement, and we want that high of achievement as well. Now, generally the people who do it and have success influence people to do it, whether directly, indirectly. Success breeds influence. Nowadays, though, that has seemed to have been turned a little on its head. Honestly, the influencers that you all hear about, or we all hear about, is people in that stupid idiot box you're holding in your hand, or the one you're sitting in front of. Now, generally speaking, having grown up at a different point in time than a lot of the people who might watch this, I was a kid in the 70s and an older teen in the 80s, and then, 20s, 90s, blah, blah, blah. So, we didn't have the internet. As kids, yeah, we had TV, but we weren't that terribly influenced. The most influential thing, I think, was, advertisements with the athletes and the movie stars, and basically the news. Commercials influence you to buy their product, and the news influences how you see things. And I remember being, early teen, and my grandpa said, "Hey, there's a game on, turn on the Idiot Box." Okay, Grandpa, what's the Idiot Box? The TV. Of course, I'm on my way to go turn it on, because Grandpa said turn it on. And there was a ball game, so I knew the routine. Turn it on, dial in the channel. If I need to, go outside and adjust the antenna. Yeah, it's that far back. Pre-cable even. Ooh, the dark ages. But that influenced me. That comment, his opinion of the TV, influenced me. It really did. I, of course, being an inquisitive kid I was, I mean, you say anything to me, I might ask you what you said or why you said or what it means or blah, blah, blah. Curious little kid that I was. I said, Grandpa, why do you call it Idiot Box? And he says, because other than news and sports, and pretty much just sports, anything else on there is just nothing but entertainment for idiots. Wow. Yeah, you know, and right then and there, the truth was said to me. And honestly, if you think about it, the new Idiot Box, the one we hold in our hand and we tote everywhere with the 5G and the super badass cameras, they're Idiot Boxes too. And generally speaking, all this BS about influencers is proof to me. Generally, the people who influence me in my life are those who I've shared experiences with. Not as a pen pal, not over the phone, but people I've shared experiences with. Or people that I know who personally, or I personally know, have personally had these experiences and can relate them to. Now you might say to yourself, well, that's what the people on the internet are doing. Ooh, you know, well, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to guess about half the influencers on the internet are just some smoking hot chicks with nice boobs, pretty face, nice butt, and shaking it. And honestly, if they're influencing me, it's only one thought. Because generally speaking, I don't imagine they're NASA scientists, or NASA astronauts, or NASA engineers. Nah, I'm gonna guess not. Though that would be cool to have a smoking hot NASA chick. So if any are out there, so anyhow, but seriously, you do have some people out there that do good work on the internet. I like that Dustin guy from Smarter Every Day and the Roper guy. Now, to me, they're not influencers. Don't get me wrong. I hope they lead people to further their knowledge, further their education, and further their curiosity to find examples. But I wouldn't call them influencers. They're not really trying to promote anything more than that. Knowledge, education, and curiosity. I tell you, here's a good one. I like this guy. I disagree with a lot of what he says. I would love to have a conversation with him. He gets so metaphysical and so deep and so, how can I put it, brainy. But all in all, he's a really good dude and I like watching his stuff. I have no problem breaking it down. It all makes sense to me. I just laugh how he over embellishes on things, and it's theatrical. I mean, come on. But Russell Brand, I wouldn't call him an influencer. I don't think he's trying to influence anybody. He's out there having conversations, a lot of time with like-minded people, but a good percentage of the time with people who are far from like-minded, and they have a good, civil, friendly, and somewhat playful discourse. I wouldn't call him an influencer. And then you have like this wackadoo dude that runs around like a 17-year-old girl high on crack and drunk on life. Did the beer commercials. You guys know who I'm talking about. What's that dude's name? I don't know. I guess he's selling things for Nike for chicks. That one looked really ridiculous. I mean, real bad. I gotta wonder if he realizes how stupid he looks in that video. Running around, If I ever met a girl like that, I would tell her, get out of here right now. Because you're either high on crack or something, but you're not right in the head. Get out of here. Oh gosh, don't get me wrong, I love an energetic young lady, but yeah, he ain't. But nonetheless, he's considered an influencer. He has millions of followers. I bet you bitch ain't got 10 friends, but he's got millions of followers. Now imagine many of them emulate him, copy him, basically are influenced by his fashion sense. I'm sorry, if you want to look like a 12-year-old girl, then yeah, his fashion sense, I guess, makes a little bit of sense. But generally speaking, there's others too. Okay? And I mean, what kind of idiot is influenced by somebody they don't know whatsoever? And they say, oh, well, we know, we follow his videos all the time, blah, blah, blah. You don't know. And don't get me wrong, how well do you truly know anybody? There's things about me and my twin would just go, really? And I'm sure there's things about him, because we've had these moments where it's like, really? Huh. We'll let the boys quit that. It's coming to the end of the day, there's a group that's staying on the property nearby. It's awesome, dude. Little piece of land. They put up a tent for the weekend, ride all weekend. It's really beautiful. So anyhow, now, I gotta say, I was influenced as a kid by Evel Knievel. I was influenced to take those chances I shouldn't have took. Now, generally speaking, I never got that ballsy, but we did get daring. It's exhilarating, it really is. You know, jumping your motorcycle, even your bicycles. God, dude, I've sailed, I swear to you, 40 feet through the air on a bicycle. Butthole puckering the whole way. So, I was influenced by that. But he wasn't an influencer. He was a daredevil stuntman. Nobody sold him as an influencer. And honestly, nobody sold him as an example either, because he was a little bit mean and nasty. Now, I'm okay with mean and nasty. That's not where I got mine, but that's a whole nother story another day. No, matter of fact, let's bring this into the story. So, saying what I say about being influenced by people. Your family and your friends, especially, because those are the people around you. And you see them do something, and that influences you either to or not to. Okay? Yes, they're examples, but you're being influenced by their example. Generally, they do something, they get hurt. The influence is, don't do it. They do something that's successful, and they come back and go, you can do it. Just do blah, blah, blah. Or don't even say it. They might go the other way and then influence and go, bet you can't. In a big family, bet you can't. Take you pretty far in daredevil world. So, I've got this uncle, he's just meaning on me as hell. Me and him were pretty close. Yeah, still pretty dear to me. Now, he wasn't mean to me, a little sadistic. But at the same time, he wasn't mean to me. He wasn't mean to family. Boy, you pissed him off, there was a meme that come out that was, no pun intended, not kidding, as Joe would say, just lethal. Honestly. Yep. He was a lethal man. Now, I've never been lethal. You look at me, geez, look how skinny I am. Obviously not a lethal man. But at the same time, his influences on me. It's not that they made me, how can I put it, obviously it didn't make me lethal. Didn't make me fearless. But his influences gave me an understanding. Alright? I know there's evil in the world. I know how bad a person can be. Now, fortunately for me, I didn't get to see his worst side, but he told me. Told me about things in jail. Told me about things on the street. I think I had mentioned him in the video. He was the one that had the lead under his skin because he got shot at. Yeah, the All Lives Matter thing. That was a bit of an influence. I would never break into a man's house looking for drugs, but God, if I did, I would know right away. Good chance I'm gonna get popped. So I mean, he kind of had a good influence in an odd way, but it was very personal. I mean, I felt the lead under his skin. That influenced me. Now, I don't know if anybody's feeling old Dylan's hoo-ha or his pickle or whatever, but I don't see why you would be influenced by somebody like that. You know what I mean? These stupid people that get up there and they do nothing more than whine about stuff that they probably don't even know about. And I'm even talking some of the actors and athletes. LeBron James, what a hateful man. Really, for as good a life as he had, you would think he would be overwhelmed with goodness and kindness. Nah, that's a miserable SOB if ever I saw one. Generally speaking, I hope he doesn't influence anybody with that negative attitude. My God, he really sees one man different from another. Not by merit, not by the quality and character of their, or quality of their character and the content of their existence as far as what they do. You know what I mean? No, that man's quick to hate on somebody just because they got a skin color. It's a shame. I understand it. I really do. I'll do a video eventually here on racism, blow your mind. But at the same time, I really hope he doesn't influence anybody in a good way. I hope people see that and go, wow, yeah, I don't want to be a hateful man like that. Actress. Let me see, what was her name? The carrot top looking chick. She's been in movies. She's like a low rent comedian kind of actress lady. Kathy something. Yeah, I think it's Kathy. When Trump got elected, she did a picture of herself holding his severed head. One hand, and I think she had the knife in the other. Who was she trying to influence? I mean, she's got to know, on this little idiot box we all use, there's millions of people who will see that. Worst part is, there's millions of people who think it's a good thing. Why anybody would want to set an example like that, I don't know. That's a poor influence on society. Now, for all I know, she goes daily to the soup kitchen to help feed the homeless. I don't know, maybe she buys them new shopping carts. Maybe she, I don't know, goes to hospice and sits with dying elderly or something. Because I don't know anything about her, other than that which is presented. And much like any other influencer, it's the same. You don't know who these people are. Even with me, that's the whole idea. I'm nobody to you. Hopefully what I says makes good sense. Hopefully maybe somebody will hear this and say, well, you know, maybe I should look at things a little differently. It's kind of where I wanted to go with the question 6. And maybe that'll be the next one if I don't fill the seat. But generally speaking, when you look at these influencers and they put up their thing, I double dog dare you to just put on there, who are you? That's it. I double dog dare you. Anytime you come across an influencer, okay, and not one of these people who are just trying to share good thoughts and conversation, you know, even if they have one side, they'll speak with the other side in open and free dialogue. You know what I mean? Not those people. I'm talking about these oddballs, weirdos that stomp their feet, yada, yada, yada. You should this, you should that. Put that on there. Who are you? Because honestly, who are they to influence you? What have they done in life? What do you know about them? Cancer doctors, maybe? I don't know. There's so many things. Maybe one's a master electrician who helps design modern hospital systems or something. Susie, go, baby. Go on. You're a good girl. Go ahead, go play. And generally speaking, I don't know. There's so many things they could be, but you don't know it. And generally speaking, why are you being influenced by somebody you don't know, whose experiences you don't truly know? I mean, how of a good number of these influencers are going to have a little bit of a mental issue anyhow, you know? Especially those men living as other and women as such. But generally speaking, why are you being influenced by nobodies? They are nobodies, dude. They come hang out with you. You sit by the fire with them on a Friday night, maybe pound one down. I'm guessing not a Bud Light. But generally speaking, who are these people? They stop and help you with a flat tire on the side of the road? No? No. Went shopping with you to help you pick out that something special for someone special? No? You watch your kids? I mean, really, generally, who are they? And they should be nobody to you. Sure, let it be entertainment. In much way I listen to the people I mentioned. I don't look to them for influence. I look to them for entertainment because I find knowledge entertaining. Curious nature is how I entertain myself on many occasions. Good conversation, whether I agree with you or not. But many of these aspects, that's why I watch videos, hopefully ones like this. And generally speaking, why I'm making these. I do not wish to be an influencer because I'm nobody to you. Well, I hope I make my point, and I hope you're not being influenced by a bunch of nobodies. And generally speaking, I'll continue to make these videos. I'm sorry it seems to be every 2 weeks, but life is what life is. And, well, I hope some of you guys are listening to it. If you are, click like. If you want to hear more from it, you got to do the subscribe thing. And notifications, yeah, well, you already know it's probably going to be once a week. I do these on Sundays. The long ones take a while to upload. These damn 5G, you're so damn fast. But generally speaking, I try and get one out as often as I can. Talking to a number of people about getting them in the spare. It's easy to have the conversation. It's hard to have the company. So generally speaking, I hope you'll come back. As always, I thank you for your time. It's the most valuable thing you have. And if you took some of it out of your day for this, thank you. And with that, well, I'm out of here.